Happening right now, family and friends are saying their final goodbyes to a fallen soldier. 25-year-old First Lieutenant Tyler Feehan was killed last month during an attack on a U.S. air base in Jordan. Atlanta News First Niamani Watson is live in Canton, where the procession just finished up. And Niamani, the community came out to show their support.
Yeah, that's right. The procession passed by around 40 minutes ago, and it was a very patriotic show of support here along Marietta Highway as people lined up and gathered here near Williamson Brothers Barbecue. There were families, veterans, and community members who came out to show their respects. Now, the escort began at Woodstock Funeral Home around 11 a.m. and made its way to the Georgia National Cemetery here in Canton, where First Lieutenant Tyler Feehan is being buried. People, including several veterans, saluted and waved American flags as they drove by in a silent show of solidarity for the grieving family. Feehan was raised in Bryan County near Savannah. He enlisted in the Army in 2019. Feehan's mother says outside of military service, he loved to travel and was a devoted Atlanta sports fan. Manager of Williamson Brothers Barbecue, Austin Morris, says it was important for the community to rally around the fallen hero and his family.
Obviously, whenever the community hears that one of our own has fallen in battle, you know, that's tough, and so it's pretty incredible to watch how the communities kind of come together behind him and show support to his family and everything.
Governor Brian Kemp has ordered all Georgia flags to be flown at half-staff in honor of Feehan. Reporting live here in Canton, I'm Niamani Watson, Atlanta News First.